Hey friends, John Layton here. Hope you're having an incredible day. You know, I grew up in an independent Baptist pastor's home, and there were places we did not go and words we did not say. Why? Because they were sin. We did not go to the movie theater because that was a sin. You say chapter and verse. I'll tell you right now, the Book of Opinions, chapter 3, verse 7, do not go to the movies. It is a sin. Exact word for word quote. We did not say the word crap because that was a sin. It was inappropriate and vulgar for someone in our position to say, and so we did not say that word. And I'll tell you what I remember the first time I went to the movies. I was embarrassed and nervous. My face was flushed as I looked over my shoulder to see if anybody was in there that might know me. I remember the first time that I got upset at something enough that I said the word crap for the very first time. And I was dark red. My face was so flushed with embarrassment over this check in my spirit that I had said something that I had been taught and brought up to believe was definitely wrong. You know, while these things are extremes and while those things are not sin or even referenced remotely in the Bible, there was a guardrail placed in my mind, in my heart, and in my spirit that whenever I bumped into that guardrail, though I did not fall over the cliff into sin, there was a check in my spirit that caused me to be a little bit embarrassed. It caused me to blush. It caused me to think, I've done something that is wrong. There was a check in my conscience. And, you know, in our lives, when we set up guardrails to hinder us from crossing over the cliff into sin, it allows us to blush. It allows our mind to stop and go, whoa, we need to stop and not go any further. You know, in the United States of America, we're much like the society that the prophet Jeremiah writes about, that not only do we openly commit abominations and sin in front of the general public and in front of the eyes of an almighty God, in fact, we have become so callous to sin that we're no longer able to blush. You know, I can walk into the movies now or say the word crap and not give it a second thought. And while those things aren't sin, it's a sign. It's an illustration of where the general public is today, that we can walk by ads in a mall that are filled with nudity. We can see commercials that are filled with abomination. We can listen as our presidential leaders pass laws to allow open sin in our nation, and we don't even blush anymore. We've become so callous to the sin of the world that we can't blush upon its mention. We openly discuss it. In fact, we will laugh and repeat television shows that are filled with it. We have become a people that have lost our ability to blush. Friend, while we have gone to this place in our mind and there is no garbage disposal for the brain, as one preacher once said, I would submit that there is a garbage suppressor for the brain. While you have become so accustomed and while I have become so calloused to this sin, when we dig into the Word and we set our affections on things above, when we fill our minds with things that are pure and lovely and righteous and honest and truthful, whenever we encounter those things that are worldly, we'll be able to get our blush back. When our focus and our mind is set and fixed on the things of God, when we encounter anything that is opposite that, we'll be able to blush, to be able to turn a little bit red as we remember those things are evil and those things are sin. Friend, it's time that we regain our ability to blush. Parents, it's time that you allow your children the opportunity to not be callous to the things of the world, but that you put some guardrails in their life and in their mind to hinder them from crossing the cliff into sin. United States of America, it's time that we regain our ability to blush.